Un, dos, tres, cuatro.
Good. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know that you just saw a glimpse of what looked like a photo shoot, which is exactly what we did. I wanted to try to take some acting headshots and like creative shots with our own equipment and see how well they turn out. Also, this video was shot in like 2 different parts, and in the first part, as you will see pretty soon, I did not record the audio. I do not know what's up with me, but ultimately I kind of like forget to turn on my mic when I'm filming, which is not something that should happen to me anymore. But that translated means that I had to do a voiceover. But don't worry, it only lasts for like 1.5 minutes or so, and then comes the second part where I did record audio and everything works fine. So I'm sorry. Now this was actually our first photo shoot from a month ago. So we started off by hanging up this white backdrop just to take some basic and very simple Polaroid shots. I had to steam the backdrop first because it was super wrinkled. And I also made sure to tape down the end of the backdrop because it was quite long. But then I quickly realized that I didn't like them as much as I liked my original Polaroid pictures from earlier this year. So we quickly changed the setup to something more creative. So I saw this video on Instagram where they hung up this piece of fabric over the key light, and it looked really cool, so I wanted to give it a shot as well. I also turned on the fan, which was super important because otherwise the fabric just didn't have any like motion, and it just made the pictures look so much better. Yeah, then at some point this happened. And here I was just explaining how I saw this hack where you draw on a piece of plastic wrap that you place over the camera lens. And supposedly it creates this dreamy look or hazy effect. So we went out to the terrace and tried it out. Afterwards, we changed the setup to something more colorful, but I ended up not liking it that much, so we changed it again. Then I wanted to see if we could create some cool shadows by using a badminton racket. It didn't really work, or at least we didn't know how to make it work, so we just took some other pictures for fun. And then last but not least, we used the black backdrop to take some acting headshots, which turned out way better than I thought they would. So I was quite surprised by that. But in my opinion, the black backdrop is just too harsh, and I think a brown backdrop would have worked way better, which is why I ordered one, and that's the one that I used when my cousin came over. So this is the current setup. The fan is doing its job. Just for fun, I think I'm gonna be taking a picture of Coco.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Good.
No!
Coco, feliz cumpleaños.
Danos pelo, danos
¿Qué?
cara, danos
¿Qué?
actitud.
Oh. Yo creo que vamos a poner esta en mi web. Wow! And when Mayeli, for example, needs pictures for her CV. Hello! La cara que va a caer.
Pues es por dentro, pero ha sonado aquí.
Oh, ok. Siéntate, pero es así como de lado y gira como tu cuerpo. Vale, más como 45 grados, ¿sabes? Como esa Mayeli, la cumpleañera. Cute. Oh.
¿Qué?
¿De qué partido político peruano eres?
El que no te importa. El ventilador.
We're done. That's a wrap. Now we took way too many pictures. I mean, after the first photo shoot, I think I had like more than 1,000 photos to go through. But I have to say that I pretty quickly like chose the ones that I liked Still, I'm not gonna be showing you guys all of the edited photos. I'm just gonna pick a couple from like every set and then talk a little bit about it, and that's it. Let's just start by looking at some of the pictures using the black backdrop. In general, I think they turned out way better than I initially thought they would. Now, if you wonder why the pictures look so dark in the beginning, it's because our beautiful photographer did not adjust the exposure or the aperture correctly, so I had to fix it later, but we cannot judge because he did not study what I studied. He's excused. There are some pictures where our photographer did not do a white balance, so all pictures were very cold, and I had to fix that afterwards. Keep in mind that we only used one key light. We didn't even use a reflector or anything. They could definitely look better. I really appreciate that we used the fan. I just like it way more with like wind in your hair. I think that works well because it adds a little bit of motion and like detail. I personally really like that. Again, I think a lighter background would work better with my hair color and my skin color. I think it would pop more because as I was editing the pictures, I just felt like they were too dark overall. Like that the black background was just too powerful almost. I think a black background would look very good on like blonde people just because of the natural contrast. I want to show you what I mean when we look at these pictures. Now, I don't know what you think, but I think that this works way better. I think someone like me just pops a little bit more using such a background. Everything else was actually the same. Also took these more colorful pictures, but I ended up not liking how they looked. So I turned some of those pictures into black and white because I liked them better that way. As you can see, I also messed around a little bit with the temperature. Some of the pictures were actually with like a warmer light. Moving on to the pictures with that like dreamy look. First, I want to show you two unedited pictures. Ignore the picture without the plastic wrap because I'm probably just going to choose a random picture and not one that I actually like. I just want you to focus on the effects. So the left one does not have the plastic wrap on the lens and the right one does. I do think that you can notice a slight difference. So that was kind of that dreamy, hazy effect that I was going for. I don't know if I even did this correctly, or maybe my markers just weren't that like pigmented, but I do think that you can see a difference between those two pictures. Could the effect be stronger? Probably, but it's still there. So kind of mission accomplished. I'm not really using these pictures for anything, but I do have them. Here are some of the pictures I ended up editing. And last but not least, I am going to reveal a couple of pictures using the fabric that you guys saw. I honestly think that some of these pictures turned out really cool. The key light definitely had a warmer temperature, but again, I wanted this cooler look. And then there are a couple of pictures like these ones. I think the fact that you can only see like part of my face and like one eye, I think personally, it grabs my attention immediately and it looks a little bit like mysterious. Almost as if it was like a poster for an upcoming thriller or something. I was not aiming for something specifically other than I want to put a fabric over the key light and turn on the fan and just see what happens. Well, this is what happened. I really just wanted to have fun and try out a couple of things. I think I did increase the exposure of my eyes and even the saturation, but it was very, very minimal. I don't think you would notice unless I would like zoom into my eyes or my face. Well, that's it. Those were a couple of the pictures that we took. We are not professional photographers whatsoever. We have basic knowledge and we even realized a couple of things ourselves that we can improve, but there are also a lot of things that, you know, in order for us to improve, we would need to have certain equipment that we just don't have. So we just did our best by using what we already own and already have. You're welcome to judge as long as you're a professional and you keep it friendly in the comments. But if you're not, then psh. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then feel free to do that as well. If you want to see more of my life, take care and I see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.